got some motherfucking design on right now. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. I got 3 old guys on the block.
Hello, good morning, y'all. Welcome back. I'm gonna do better. First of all, I'm gonna do better with my presentation because I get up, wash my face, brush my teeth, comb my hair out, and I start doing what I'm doing, getting in the word, worshiping, like spending time with God in the morning. Then I hop on here and I share with you guys. So excuse the look. I'm gonna try to do better. But this is just me authentically just being real with y'all because of course I want to share and invite some people on this challenge, on this journey that I'm going to. So I wanted to talk about fasting. The last video I talked about that as well, so I wanted to tap back in with you guys and see how you guys are doing with the thought of fasting, if you're going on that journey or if you've thought about it before. I'm actually going to put a link or put the information from the video that I watched from Latoya Okia that just dropped very informational messages on fasting for beginners. So if you're a beginner and you want to go into fasting and praying, but you're struggling with that, I highly recommend her video, and you can look in the description box. I will go ahead and put that there for you guys. But I wanted to talk about it because the other day I was saying how important it is to kind of like educate yourself on fasting, right? Before you hop into it, you definitely need to educate yourself on fasting. So I'm in the beginning steps of it. I have fasted before. I've done like intermittent fasting, like on my health and fitness journeys. There was a time where I fasted for 3 days straight, and it was like going into the new year. I had no food, just liquid diet, just water and teas during that time, and some coffee here and there. So that time, I think I was looking to hear the Lord's voice. I'm not sure. I really do forget why I went into fasting, but this time it's just like completely different. For me, the reason why I decided that I wanted to go into fasting, biggest reason is because I strongly feel like it brings a great deal of discipline. Not only discipline, but consistency. And those are two of the biggest things that I struggle with. Mainly consistency, because I'll be at something for a long period of time. And when when you hype about something and you're excited about starting something, you are motivated, but then sometimes that kind of wavers. And then you may, I'm not going to say you, I'm speaking for myself, but I would usually like steer away from it or lose motivation. So for me, in the season that I am in, discipline and consistency is very important to me because I actually want to follow things through. I want to see them to the end. And it's been a struggle for me. Even when God put on my heart to fast, it's been hard for me to stick to it. So I'm approaching this thing completely different right now, and I'm doing my due diligence in studying and basically, just getting the knowledge myself before I commit to going into this fast, right? And so I want to do everything in the season that I am with the holistic approach, right? So I'm making sure that I keep God as my foundation and first and foremost in every decision and everything that I'm doing. But then I also want to pay attention to the physical side of things, the mental side of things, the fleshly side of things, because whether you want to admit it or not, we are made of spirit and flesh, right? And so we have these two components that sometimes battle each other. But if I try to, combine them and use it for my benefit and my power and my strength, then who be against me, right? Like I should have the power to get through anything. And so the Lord was bringing back to me what he spoke to me when I was doing my prayer board. And if you haven't watched my video on prayer boards, go back. But I did do a prayer board going into the year. And one of the things on my prayer board, I think, was health and wellness, health and fitness. And he gave me the analogy of my body being a driving force, right? He gave me the analogy of horses, right? And the symbolism behind a horse. Hold on, I wrote it down. 1 second. We back. I wrote it down and I put it on my mirror, but it says, it is your, okay, so this is what I wrote down when I was doing my prayer board, and I wrote down, it is your driving, wait, what? It is your driving horse. Look up the symbolism of a horse. Like, I just jotted that down. Didn't make no sense, but bear with me. So I looked it up, and what I found was that a horse symbolizes strength and endurance, right? And horses are known for their ability to travel long distances quickly and gracefully, which symbolizes resilience in overcoming obstacles. So y'all replay that, read it back, however you will. But the Lord was telling me how, focusing on my health and my wellness and fitness is going to be something that's going to help me endure, right? It's going to, catapult me. It's going to allow me to move quickly and overcome obstacles quickly, but being able to endure them, right? And so at the time, it didn't dawn on me, but I have realized that some of my habits with eating, I eat when I'm stressed, and that could be anything. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm eating bad, because I don't eat horribly, but that means I eat more when I'm stressed. I'm not active. I can be active sometimes, but not so much others. But the whole point of it was just me remembering, because he brought it back to me while I was studying this, is that how important it is to take care of this, your body. And so when I was looking into what fasting was, the pure definition of fasting is abstaining from food or drinks for a period of time. And that's what we're going to be doing, right? And so I'm looking more into what the benefits were. And spiritually, let's tap into that first. When you read Isaiah 28:6, it speaks about what fasting can do for you. And the things that it can do for you spiritually is that it will loose the bands of wickedness, undo heavy burdens, let the oppressed go free, and break every yoke. So those are things that spiritually fasting will do for you. Physically, it reduces insulin levels. So fasting, and I'm reading you guys notes here. So fasting lowers insulin production, which can improve blood sugar control. It increases fat burning. The body switches to using storage fat for energy, leading to weight loss. And ketosis, when fat is burned for fuel, ketones are produced, which can have a metabolic benefit. Cell repair produces a process where damaged cells are recycled and removed. So it replaces damaged cells, producing more healthier cells. Antioxidant production. Fasting can increase the body's production of antioxidants, which protects against oxidative stress. Y'all bear with me. Hormone changes. It increases growth hormones. Fasting stimulates release of growth hormones, which can promote muscle building and bone health. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. So I may have stumbled over my words a little bit, y'all. But definitely Google it, look up the definitions, really tap into what it does for you physically, because it has tremendous health benefits when you're fasting. But you have to also understand where you are. And so because I've fasted for 3 days straight before, because I've done intermittent fasting while I was in my health and fitness journey, I have decided where I am and how I'm going to fast moving forward. Again, if you're going to tap into this and do this as well, click the link below and watch the video on fasting for beginners and kind of figure out where you are and how you're going to be moving. But with me going into this and acknowledging like the spiritual benefits of fasting, the health benefits of fasting, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer that this is for me. And when God called me to do this, I understood the assignment when I realized the spiritual benefits, because if I'm trying to get to the next level of, my breakthrough, then the spiritual benefits are right in line with where I am there. And then physically, having all of the benefits health-wise also plays a part into it as well. These things are going to help with brain fog. When you are sitting there and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Should I do this? Should I do that? Just being confused, right? It's going to help with that mental clarity, because you're going to be allowing your body to physically, internally reset, and your spirit is going to be going through those changes, and all these things are going to be broken off of you, says the Lord. So I encourage anybody else who is experiencing, how can I say this? A point in your life where you just need a breakthrough. You need a breakthrough. You need a reset to go into fasting and praying, right? So what I'm doing, again, like I said, is setting up an appointment with my doctor and letting them know what my goals are in fasting, asking them to do a complete blood count, asking them to basically let me know where I am health-wise, right? What is my baseline? How are my blood sugar levels? How's my blood pressure? How are my hormones levels? Are all of that. I just want to know where I am baseline, and then continue to track that and continue to work those things out. So I just wanted to tap in with you guys and encourage you to, if you are trying to fast and pray, to do your research on not only what the spiritual benefits are, but also what the physical benefits are and how those will align with where you are right now. Also tapping into the link below and figuring out where you are as far as like what your level of fasting is and how you can get started in it. And then also sit with yourself and say, like, what is the outcome that I'm looking for? Because for me, it's definitely consistency and discipline. I know that I'm going to reap the benefits of what the Lord says He will provide during fasting, and what my physical body will go through, the changes and the benefits of fasting. But I also want to tap into what my goal is and why I'm going into it. So I'm going to do a little bit of journaling right now. I'm going to write down the spiritual benefits, the physical benefits, and what my goal is going into this fasting. But I want you to do that as well. What are the spiritual benefits? Write them down. What are the physical benefits? Write them down. Watch the video link below. Find out where you are in fasting, what level that you are beginning at, and start there, right? I know a lot of people might not come or watch this video all the way through, but if you do, that means that it was meant for you. That means that this is a message that you needed, like I needed. There was no coincidence, very strategic about how her video came up and how I've decided to move forward and tackle this, because all of a sudden it doesn't seem like something that is going to be a struggle for me to start. It quickly turned into something that I felt like was doable, that I could accomplish. And what's very important when you're accomplishing goals is to make sure that when you're planning, when you start to go into planning to complete these goals, that you're making sure that the steps that you're taking are steps that you know that you can complete, because it motivates you to keep going. So I know I can make a doctor's appointment. I know I can study and figure out what my fasting level is and what the benefits are to it. I know that I can start at this stage of fasting. I'll be fasting 16 hours a day, but I know that I can do this. So that now I'm setting myself up for success is what I'm trying to get to, y'all. I know I be rambling, but I'm setting myself up for success. And because I know that I can succeed because of how I'm setting myself up to going into this fasting level with journey, I know that the Lord does not lie. So when he says, when you fast, that it will loose the bands of wickedness, it will undo heavy burdens, and that it will let the oppressed go free, and that yokes will be broken. When he says that in the book of Isaiah, I know that the Lord does not lie. So I know when I'm going into this fasting, as I'm doing these fasting, that these things will happen, right? And I also know that my body is going to react physically to my fasting. So I know that it is a win-win for me. But the thing about it is setting myself up to succeed in this, starting where I am, makes me even more motivated to keep pushing. So I'm going to end this here, but just a simple recap, basically, because I was a bit here and there. Go over what the spiritual benefits of fasting is, what the physical benefits of fasting is. Also, write down what is your goal going into this, right? What do I want to accomplish? What led me to going into this, right? Just kind of sit with yourself and tap into that. For me, it was to be more disciplined and get better at being consistent with things. Those were my goals, right? I wish you guys all the best. I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but I'm telling y'all, I'm just being very authentic during this journey and sharing with you guys, hoping that it inspires others. But it's time for us to start being obedient to the things that God places on our hearts to do. Very much so. I have been told by the Lord to do this since the beginning of the year, but I kept trying and failing. I kept tapping into it and not so much going into it and starting it and not so much finishing it. So when I say set yourself up for success, I mean that. I mean preparing yourself. Don't just jump into something, and this is how we are going to set ourselves up for success. This is going to be our first step, right? And so I will tap back in with you guys tomorrow. I think I'm going to start my fast tomorrow. Like, simple as that. I've already did the research on the benefits. I've already tapped into what I want to go into. I mean, the only step that I haven't done is just tapping in with a physician just to let them know what my goals are. So that is definitely going to be on the books, but I'm not going to wait until that happens. I'm going to start tomorrow, and I will let you guys know like how I'm feeling, what it's doing for me, all of that. I may not give you specific details because I think that's near and dear and kind of personal between me and the Lord, but I will let you guys know my progress. Also, let me tell you something. I drank this tea, and I don't know if it's the tea or the fact that I made sure I stopped eating at 8 o'clock last night, but this tea, it's a lemon ginger it says lemon ginger with superfood, ashwagandha. I got it from Ross. I went in there yesterday because I wanted to grab some stuff for my boys to get them like a little cute Valentine's Day gift. But then I saw this because, you know, they try to get you when you go through the checkout line with all the little goodies and treats right there. But I saw this and I was like, oh, I got to try it. I drank a cup last night and I woke up this morning. When I went to sleep last night, I mean, my stomach was out there. I felt so bloated. But after I drank the tea and I woke up this morning, it was like inches taken off of my waistline. So honey, I will be tapping in. I think I'm gonna go up there today and go grab the other boxes because this box was only $3.79. It was like $4. And I'm already loving after my first cup. So I'll keep y'all tuned in with this too. Okay. But I love y'all. Have a great weekend. God bless you. Bye.